After almost 3 years, we finally have Disney Plus here in South Africa, and Disney have promised us amazing shows and movies to enjoy. From the galaxies far, far away in Star Wars, to over 30 seasons of The Simpsons, to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, to the Kardashians, if that's your thing.
Who are you texting, Ken?
Disney Plus is delivering in the content, but what it's not delivering in is an amazing app. The app itself is a mess, and many South Africans are complaining about it. But that has led me to my question here today. Should you get Disney Plus here in South Africa? Well, let's get into the video. What's up guys, welcome to That Freaking Geek, and in this episode we'll be talking about the Disney Plus app, about the good, the bad, and the ugly about the streaming platform. And while it has fantastic content, it is a terrible app to use. And so let's get into it, starting off with the good. The main reason we've all been wanting Disney Plus to finally come to South Africa, and that of course is because of the content, the good content that is on Disney Plus. Starting off with the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the superhero phenomenon has been fantastic this past decade, releasing so many great films. And with these films have come TV series that connect to the main Marvel, the main MCU plotline, with shows such as WandaVision, such as Loki, Falcon and Winter Soldier. All of those are so important, and here in South Africa we were getting the movies in our cinemas, but we weren't getting any of the series, and so to be up to date we had to be a little bit illegal and go and find other means to go watch the shows. And so now finally that it's here, we don't have to go and do that. There's of course Star Wars, so many good Star Wars content, but the best Star Wars that has come out in the last decade has to be The Mandalorian. It is a fantastic Jon Favreau Star Wars extravaganza. It is so good, featuring everyone's favorite Baby Yoda Grogu. It is so cool, it's so much fun, and if you want to watch all 9 of the classic films, they're on there, and everything in between. There's so much good Star Wars content. Then on top of that, of course, we get the classic Disney animated films, from the in-house studio to everyone's favorite Pixar studio. There are so many good animated films, from the classic like Up and Toy Story and Moana, to of course the new movies that are coming out, such as Encanto, which is excellent, to Luca, which is phenomenal. There are so many good animated films on there. And of course there's more than just that. There is the National Geographic shows, and for the older people out there, there is these kind of mature shows called On Star, from the hilarious Bob's Burgers to the bingeable Family Guy to other sitcom series such as Blackish and How I Met Your Father. All of it encompassing such an amazing, rich amount of content. The good is the content, but the bad is the terrible app. Let's get one thing straight. The South African Disney Plus app is not the same world-class app that the US and the UK have been enjoying these past 2.5 years. Instead, we have something called Hotstar. Yes, we are paying 120 Rand per month, which allows us for 4 consecutive streams, but the sacrifices are that we have to use a lesser app, an inferior app. An app that doesn't do the classic way of signing in with an email and password. Nope, instead we have to use our cell phone number here in South Africa, and we get SMS'd a PIN. And every time when you want to log in, you have to get one of those PINs sent to you. And so for me, who's sharing it with 5 family members, that becomes a pain very, very quickly. The actual app experience, I personally have not had the worst experience. From the worst happening is that the app would crash when I pause it every now and again, to some glitchy menus, but other than that I've had a very decent experience. However, I do think that I am part of the minority, and it was brought to my attention thanks to an article published by Glitched. They detailed about the mess of a launch that the Disney Plus went through these past few weeks. Starting off with the fact that some people were promised a discount if they signed up early. They never got their SMSs showing them how they can use their discount. Some people even got signed into other people's accounts because of that stupid SMSing PIN thing. And on top of all that, some people have even been saying that the audio is literally cutting in and out, like just nothing for moments at a time. And there's just so much. Go and read the article. I have it in the description below. There are so many other complaints about the app. And for me personally, I was like, I need to find out if my own people have been experiencing that. People that you guys, people who watch me, people who follow me on Instagram. And so I asked you guys, like, have you been having experiences? And this is the feedback I got back. And such as like, yeah, it's buggy, doesn't go to the next episode, no landscape mode on the iPad, audio going from good to bad at random times, and some people are even reporting that it is buffering and they have blazing fast internet. Like this stuff, this is not okay. This is absolutely not okay. And on top of all that some devices that we have here in South Africa are not supported. It's ridiculous. Like, for me personally, I have a Hisense TV and it doesn't work on my Hisense TV, and it doesn't work on any of the gaming consoles at the moment. And that is just absolutely ridiculous. And on top of all that, it is not allowing us to download episodes or kind of movies right now. Just not a feature that's offered. And so you really have to look out whether or not the app is even supported on devices you want to watch. And so just look out for that, because there's a lot of just uncertainty about whether or not your Disney Plus will work on your device. So yes, the app is not a good app, and while I've had a decent experience, but from my research I found that people who have been using an Apple TV have had way better experiences to other people, such as people who've been watching on TVs, because those apps on those TVs have been terrible. And I've heard of some good things as well. Some people who are just watching their mobile phone, watching on browsers, like they seem to be having very generally good kind of circumstances. But I do think there's a lot of South Africans out there, especially casual viewers, who are just using the app on their TV, if it's even on there. And so just watch out, because it's like most of those apps are doing terribly. And all of these app problems are not even the ugly part about the app. Instead, I think it is very much the terrible streaming quality. The quality, and Netflix has been killing it recently. It is looking absolutely fantastic when you launch a Netflix show. But Disney Plus, on the other hand, goes from decent to terrible. Starting off with the Apple TV, which does pretty good bitrate in terms of the streams and actually does a proper 4K stream. Then you kind of get to the middle tier, which is kind of your mobile phones, while some mobile screens are usually 1080p, and that's what it's giving you. It's still giving a low bitrate. And for browsers, same thing. Most displays that people are kind of watching on when they watch on their laptop or watch on their PC, you get 1080p screens. However, the stream was 1080p. The bitrate itself is low, giving you a very muddy look rather than a clean look on your screens. And to the very worst, where you get some TV apps that literally say that it's got 4K running, but instead what kind of behind the scenes is going on is that it's showing that it's 720p upscale to 4K, which can look horrendous, especially on big TVs. This is unacceptable, especially when you're paying like a lot of money for your 20K LG OLED TV and it's telling you that you're running 4K where in actual fact you're not. And that's just not okay. That is unacceptable. And so once again, another great glitched article which kind of goes into details about the different devices. And so before you buy Disney Plus, take a look at this article, take a look at the devices it mentions. Is this one of your devices? Is this something you should watch out for? Look out, because your device may not be the best way to watch Disney Plus, because otherwise you might end up with a very disappointing stream, and that's not cool, guys. Like just yeah, we just have to wait. Hopefully they'll fix it, but who knows. So in conclusion, should you get Disney Plus here in South Africa? While the content is amazing, the actual app is okay at best and terrible at worst. Here's the thing. If you have an Apple TV, for example, like you're gonna get a decent kind of stream, and unfortunately not many people have Apple TVs, and so therefore we are stuck with a lot of people having a very bad version of the app. And on top of all that, the customer care here in South Africa has been terrible. Every time when you message them, they're just giving you like stock standard answers back. And I've heard that Hotstar, which was implemented in a different country in India, has not been fixed since it came out a year or two ago. And so there's very little hope that the app will be fixed anytime soon, but all we can do is hope that Disney sees our cries, that sees how much we're not enjoying this, and hopefully they'll fix it. But at the same time, a lot of people are just watching 1080p content, and so at the end of the day, if you're watching on your phone, you're watching on your display, look, it's going to be fine. But if you are like me that appreciates a good stream, that appreciates high quality content, you may be a little bit disappointed. But here is this that I'll leave you off. I personally think that if you're a casual viewer, like maybe avoid it, because I don't want Disney to think that it's doing successfully here. I want people to I want them to feel that we do not deserve this lesser app. And so if you're kind of a casual viewer, and you're not too worried about all the latest Star Wars, all the latest MCU movies, by all means, I'm not saying you have to go buy it. But if you're like me, that loves the MCU, that loves Star Wars content, that loves all of the content that's offered here, yeah, we will probably be okay with all the glitches because we love the content, and so we'll push through. But let's hope that we get a better app by the end of it. And so that takes all of us kind of going into the comments and telling Disney Plus, guys, we want this app fixed. And so it takes us as a community to go and fix it. Tell them that there's something wrong with it, because that's how change is going to come. Not by us just sitting and complaining in the little comments. Go and tell Disney Plus that we want a better product. But that's it from me. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.